downtown.
B's.
We went
Yeah.
downtown, Mr. B's, to buy our clothes, and they had Mr. B's bag, and
Hmm.
and his mother was right there helping
That's right.
everybody else buying suits, hooking you up with the. And I knew Tommy too as
Oh,
well.
yeah. Yeah.
Tommy, he rode motorcycles. I'm also a motorcycle
Were you a
rider.
rider as well?
Yeah, I'm a rider. I've been riding since I was 14.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
well,
ahead.
I took some time off and I went back to
Right.
it. So I've been riding for years.
Yeah, my wife Marsha mentioned his mom and how her and Ernest used to go by their dad's closed down at Mr. B's.
Yeah,
on
Mr.
Fremont Street.
Fremont Street. That was our mom. We did everything. Pay the bills. Parents paid the bills
Oh, yeah.
downtown, and then eventually put out the Boulevard Mall, and this town has been growing ever since. But the reason why I have you on the show today is to talk about the significance of life insurance.
Sure.
And I thank you for your support, your voice carries a lot of weight. And I have to say so. Your voice carries a lot of weight, and I just want our listeners to hear your own testimony.
Well, I appreciate that, and I can tell you that I've had a life insurance policy for my wife and kids for some years, and I would encourage people. Don has a great program. In fact, I can tell you, brother, I've learned a lot from it. I don't listen every week, but when I do listen, it seems like God puts me right there to hear something, because I told you something I had going on with my own personal property that I hadn't done properly. Listen to you, I made that change, so Marsh is in good shape. With respect to insurance for my grandchildren now, I just feel it's appropriate for us, and I can't, I'm not a great student of the Bible, but I know that it talks about one should leave something particularly for the grandkids. And I just heard your show, and I said, you know what, Don, I need to make an appointment with you, brother. It took us a couple months. We got it all squared away. You put it out there to a number of different people who do the policies. You're a broker, and you can negotiate with, I guess, several different companies. We got
Right.
a good package, and I'm pleased with it. And again, I'd encourage men and women, brothers in particular, man, get some insurance for your family, because one thing that we don't do enough, in my humble opinion, is pass on wealth to our own family members. Some people say, oh, man, you going to leave that to Marsha? Yeah.
Why
Well,
not?
she might do so. I don't care what she
Really?
do. I won't know.
Well,
but I think it's important to do that.
Absolutely. The thing is, look around you. The grocery stores you go to shop, the gasoline that you put in your car, the soda pops that you drink, the cars that you drive is all passed on by wealth from one generation
That's
to the
right.
next. We support their generations.
That's right.
But we need to start supporting our own generation. For more information, my name is Donald Marquez. You're tuned into Your Insurance Connection. Contact us at 702-236-2624. Veronica's standing by right now to take your name and number, and she'll get on to the next call, because we receive a lot of calls during the programming. 702-236-2624, 702-236-2624. To add to what you just said, yesterday I was looking at the internet on MoneyWise. The average American dies with $61,000 in debt. And who pays for that? The next generation pays for that.
Right.
So instead of passing on wealth, we're accumulating debt. We're debt collectors. So we're passing on, we're making our transition, but at the same time, we're leaving our debt behind. Now, quick story about myself. When I lost a loved one in 2011, I inherited a home. Everything was upside down back then.
Right.
But the home was $100,000 underwater. $100,000 on underwater. So I was passed on debt.
Right.
I was passed on debt. So instead of letting the house go, because the house was signed over to me before my loved one passed,
Right.
I had to write it out. I had to write it out. So when this number says $61,000 in debt, who pays for that? A son or a daughter or a husband or a wife, because what you're doing is you're compounding debt on top of the debt they already have. So if you're already, let's say for instance, if you're already $50,000 in debt with credit cards, car payments, and everything else, not including the home,
Right.
just $50,000 in unsecured and secured debt, then all of a sudden you get another $61,000 debt put on top of you by losing a loved one, you're in debt over $110,000.
Right.
And that what that does is stop the next generation from going to college, opening a business, because all these businesses around us, the founders of these businesses are usually gone.
That's right.
They're passed away. And they pass their traditional wealth on to their children for the next generation. And that's what we need to start doing more, is passing on
Absolutely.
a generational wealth.
And I did do this, Don. I did do a quick search before I came, because I know you give out a lot of numbers. And one thing that they did say that blacks are starting to, and again, I attribute this to shows. I would assume that there's others throughout America, but I would attribute certainly in this market here in Las Vegas to your show here, that more of us are starting to say, you know what, man, listen to what the wealth of knowledge that this guy is passing on to us, and you can't just talk about it. You got to be about it.
Absolutely.
And once again, that's why I kept hearing this dude. I said, you know what, God, I said, boy, you better go on calling, man. And like I said, whether you use done, I hope that you will, because I believe another thing that we should be sharing the wealth and doing business with one another. Other folks do it.
All the time.
Sometimes we shy away from it, man, because somebody might think that I'm being too black. Be who you are. Other races support other races, man. Their races in particular. We've talked about it before out on Spring Mountain, where we got all the Asians. All them Asians don't like each other, but they do business together.
And we support them as well too.
That's right.
We
Who
support
got
'em.
all the hair? Who got all the hair joints in America?
Well, all the hair care products, and how many of us working in those hair care products? And the thing is this: if you take out a life insurance, and I say this all the time on my shows, if you take out a life insurance policy on mom and dad, and you put $300,000 on each of them, what's wrong with inheriting a $300,000 life insurance benefit that's
Right.
tax free?
Right.
That'll allow you 300, and mom and dad be willing to take the test. And this is not betting against you. This is leaving your legacy intact.
Well, another thing, as I was doing a quick research, because I want to come on here and sound like I got good sense.
You do.
They said that blacks in particular, we die a lot earlier.
We do.
A lot of times when we hit age 50, our numbers start to go down. And look at our brother Tommy. I don't know how old Tommy was. I'd say 62 to 64.
Right.
Because I'm 67. I know I'm a few years older than Tommy. But the point is, we died a lot earlier than other races, white race in particular. So that's another reason why it's important for us, and I'm talking to your listening audience now, to listen to what Don is sharing with us in terms of information as it relates to insurance. We need to be about it.
Life insurance is a simple way to accumulate a lot of wealth. It is. Okay, it's a forced savings account.
Right.
You can accumulate 100,000. I had a gentleman come in my office the other day. He wanted a policy to pass on his legacy. He had 3 children. He divided it up, 34% and 33% to his children.
Right.
It was a $100,000 policy,
Right.
but we customized a policy that fits in his budget because he's starting to hit 60,
Right.
and so he said, I can't afford only pay this much. And like you said earlier in the conversation, I have the insurance companies I work with because I am a broker.
Right.
I represent 66 life insurance companies. I can find the right product for you for the right price. It is affordable. It is affordable. A lot of reasons, we come up with reasons why we can't afford it. It's a yes or no. I mean, somebody got to pay for this. Do you have life insurance? Yes or no? And who's going to pay for it when you pass away? The average funeral costs $15,000 plus this other debt of $61,000. That's a lot of accumulated debt.
And let me say this to the young brothers out there. Don, I was showing my bleeding heart when I came and met with you in terms of doing the policy for my 10 grandchildren. I said, man, he said, yeah, man, if you'd have done this 15 years ago. But I didn't know I was going to have 10 at the time.
Right,
The youngest is
right.
3 and the oldest is, I think, 28. But the bottom line is, to you young brothers and sisters out there, do it while you're young. It's going to be a lot lower, and the money will be great that you will pass on to somebody. Why not pass on some wealth to another family member? We got to be about doing that as a group of people.
Absolutely. You could take how many single moms out there with 2 children, no life insurance,
Right.
Or young couples getting together at the age of 30, between 30 and 35 is the best time to buy these larger policies. $500,000 on your husband, your wife, because you got to think, today the average income for a couple, if you making it around $35,000 to $50,000 a year, if a person loses that spouse, even $500,000 probably only gonna last you 10 years. Because let's say if they're 35, that $500,000 probably will take them to 45, maybe if they're really smart with their money.
Right.
Or if they blow it, you could blow that $500,000 in less than 2 years easily. You go out and buy cars, homes, jewelry, furs, travel. I mean, that money's gone in no time. $500,000 wasn't. Even $1 million isn't what it used to be. But with a life insurance policy, it's an instant savings account. Instant savings account.
Right. Well, I was going to say that another thing that we probably need to do is get into those other folks that help to manage money, because when that policy is dealt out to you, like you say, man, people can race through some money. I had a family member to recently was involved in a car accident. I won't call the name, but I can tell you, raced through that money so fast, man, before you know it, broke.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You
So
wonder what happened.
You got to do something with that money. So it's something that will help you to move forward in life. live a better life if you take care of the money in the proper way. But once again, brother, I'm excited to have been offered the opportunity to come on your show and at least tell the story about what's important to me and should be important to all of us, particularly black men.
Right.
We got to stop sitting on the sideline. We do all these trips, we do all these different things, man, and won't pass on some wealth to family. It's unfathomable to me.
Well, not all, but some of them had the attitude, I don't care.
Right.
Or I want to, let me think about it.
Right.
What is there to think about?
No, there ain't nothing to think about but to do it.
Just to do it, yeah.
And like in my case, like I said, I came in, you had about 3 or 4 different ones, and no, I don't want that one right there. This fits my budget right here.
Right.
So when we know we're gonna get a raise, man, and that's how I did mine, as you may recall. I said, well, I'm getting 3% at a certain point in time. So you know what? I'm gonna roll that right over, and it'll pay for this policy, and it's doing it. So again, I thank you for the advice, man, and the encouragement. Because see, you do a lot of encouraging as well.
Mm-hmm.
You just, even though you be talking fast and talking a lot of stuff, man, you be giving out a lot of good. Well, you know, I'm real, man. I ain't no jokes.
I just got 30 minutes.
Yeah, you be rattling.
Yeah.
She has turned into a natural radio host type of a guy. But a great show, man. Keep
Thank
doing
you.
what you're doing, my brother.
Thank you. You know, I only have 30 minutes, and I wish we had an hour, but I had to get it out there quick because it's
Sure.
you know, with insurance, there's a lot of moving parts. A lot of people are concerned about the auto insurance, and I understand that. But you know, one of the main reasons why I want to give my gift back to my hometown, my community, is the better understanding of traditional wealth. Let's pass it down. Yeah, we're going to try to save you some money on your car insurance.
Right.
But this is one of the avenues that we lack of. I had the Serenity Funeral Home owners on my show, and they told me 10 people were walking in their funeral home, and only 2 of them, 2 out of 10 can only pay.
Right.
2 out of 10 can pay with a life insurance policy. 2 out of 10. That's some significant numbers. 2 out of 10. That's just low numbers. It should be the opposite. 8 out of 10 can pay, because we have to understand the value of life insurance. Yeah, you pay on it, but you're paying it for the next generation, like your grandchildren or your sons, your daughters,
That's right.
so they can inherit wealth.
And the other good part is, say for example, all 10 of them do well and maybe become millionaires. You told me you buy the policy back. I'm like, what? You buy it back? Oh, that's enlightening. I mean, that's probably not the proper term, but some kind of way you would kick money back in the policy. I'm like, what better deal can you get?
Well, go to the bank and ask them for $300,000, $100,000. You can't buy money. The only way you could buy money is through a life insurance policy, and
That's
it's a tax-free benefit.
Sure.
There is you can get $1 million life insurance policy that's not a tax. $1 you're gonna be taxed on that $1. Not $1 you're gonna be taxed on that $1 million. For more information, contact us. Veronica standing by 702-236-2624 is my contact phone number. 702-236-2624. I'm gonna slow it down for Dave. 702, because he's a senior citizen, you know.
Oh, yeah,
702-236-2624. Contact us. My location is right on the corner of Sahara and Rancho in the beautiful U.S. Bank building. I work by appointment. 702-236-2624. The thing about life insurance, you get it. I have people, David, and I just have to share this with you. They come to me. We go through this whole process,
Right.
and they let the policy lapse. Now, they'll pay 6 to 8 months on it, and they've given the insurance company. I've seen policies where they kept it for 11 months on older people, like in their 80s,
Right.
keep it for 11 months, gave the insurance companies close to $2,500, and let the policy lapse. Does that make any sense to you?
No, absolutely not. But you know, in the defense of the elderly, because in fact, my mother, it happened to her. She got old and just forgot.
Forgot to
She
pay.
had several policies, man, but she did have enough to take care of herself. And you know, another thing that I hear you talk about often is, unfortunately, man, there's folks out they'll be on the street corner saying, you know, with their little can saying, we got to bury so and so. There's no need for us to be doing that, y'all.
No.
When you can take a few dollars and go ahead on and buy a burial policy. And I know you do all sorts of policies. So
Right.
it's just something that we need to step up and be accountable for as heads of household, be you male or female. You have an obligation to your children, particularly in my opinion. And, you know,
Absolutely.
I'm a very opinionated person in a lot of ways, man. But I am who I am.
Well, the churches can't afford to bury you. Three funeral services at an average cost of $15,000 each. That's $45,000. The church can't afford to bury you. Now, when I see people begging on the corner to bury one of their loved ones, I give them a business card. So don't let this happen again. Because it's not your responsibility or my responsibility to take care of their final expenses.
That's right.
I mean, it's not. I mean, and if you're talking about doing barbecues and car washes, if you want to bury a person with $15,000 at an average car wash at $20 per car, you're going to wash 750 cars.
Wow, I told you had them numbers down,
I have
man.
to do the numbers. I'm a numbers guy.
Right.
702-236-2624 is my contact phone number. 702-236-2624. Call me. My name is Donald Marquez. You're tuned into Your Insurance Connection. 702-236-2624. And I want to also thank the people that came in last week and purchased home, auto, and life insurance. Thank you for your continued support. I love doing business with us.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in this business for 22 years right here in Southern Nevada. And, you know, by being a broker, I've been a broker now since 2015.
Right.
A lot of experience. You have to have a lot of experience to be an insurance broker because I represent multiple insurance companies.
Sure.
And again, you don't come to my office and pay me. The insurance companies compensate me.
Right.
And you talked about your grandmother. Just to hit some bullets here real quick. You talk about your grandmother. That's why it's always good to have an insurance review. To make sure you updated on your insurance policies, to make sure if you change your bank account.
Right.
A lot of people change their bank accounts and the insurance companies don't know unless you tell them.
Right.
Or you
So
could
it
change
can go
beneficiaries.
lapse.
Or you could change beneficiaries. Like you said, at 15 years ago when I said you should have bought this 15 years ago, you didn't have 10 grandkids. But you can always adjust your beneficiaries. As your family grows,
Right.
Or if you lose a spouse, this is common, David. When you lose a spouse, and the spouse is the primary beneficiary, they forget to change the spouse. Now the other spouse dies, both of them are dead. That policy goes to the estate. So now the estate has to divvy it up. Who gets what?
Right.
But at the same time, this is why you need to get your house in order. This is why you need an insurance review, and that costs you absolutely nothing. Contact me. My name is Donald Marquez. This is Your Insurance Connection. 702-236-2624. 702-236-2624. 702-236-2624.
Once again, with something as important as this, and we know that Aretha's services is going on today. To be honest, I was very, very surprised that she didn't have a will or anything. But you know what? That can happen, and that's why your show is important, brother. But having a show and people actually taking action is two different things. So keep pounding the drum, my brother.
I am. I play drums. You know that.
Perfect segue into that. Huh?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
right. I do. But you're right.
Keep sounding the drum, Don, because like myself, there will be others who are gonna finally say, you know what, he done hit me upside the head enough times, man, that God is telling me I need to take some action here. Because talk about something, we got to be about something. And to be about it to me is to go ahead and get that policy that's going to help your family down the line. Because none of us are going to be here forever.
No.
So we may as well leave something behind for others. And other families, other races have been doing this for years, man. And we keep wondering why we're getting further and further behind.
Well, because
we out of jealousy and the refusal to leave something for somebody else.
Well, generational wealth is a gift of love. It's a gift of love. If you look around look at North Las Vegas. You've been in this town forever, just like me.
Yep.
30 years ago, North Las Vegas did not look like it do today.
No.
Over on Warm Springs out there on Spring Mountain, on West Spring Mountain with
That's
Decatur
right.
Spring Mountain,
Yes.
it didn't look like it looked today.
That's right.
Now, the west side of Las Vegas 30 years ago is not looking like it looked today because it's more cultivated now. It's multicultures over here now.
Right, that's
It used to be predominantly us over here.
Yep.
Used to be, but what they didn't do was create generational wealth, build more homes over here. For a lot of us to stay in this community, we had to venture out all over town.
Very true. And, speaking of that, we start to delve a little bit into the politics of insurance and insurance of us as a people. I guarantee you, and I think you and I have had this discussion before, I think in West Las Vegas, 89106, and then you move over to 030 in North Las Vegas, it's probably less than 50,000 people in this little called West Las Vegas area. And what happens with that is, and I agree with you that people have the right, and people fought for people to be able to move anywhere they want to. But somebody should have been thinking at the time to grow this community with some nicer homes. Should have been done.
Right.
And that way you keep a base, because most folks, mostly now, we don't really truly have a base.
No, we
We've
don't.
been very, very lucky that we have maintained a level of blacks on the commission, Commissioner Weekly, of course, now Cedric Creer on the city council. But I'm telling you, we're in a dangerous time, and to me, and it's just as me, just as an observer and a long-time resident of Las Vegas, the possibility of those going away is not remote, just by virtue of the numbers that's in this particular area.
Well, again, back in the day, they were mostly homeowners, very few renters. Now, if you
Yes.
had Cadillac Arms,
That's
rental
right.
properties, and you had some rental properties on H Street, H and O, that was pretty much about it.
That's right.
When it came to apartments.
Yep.
So our generation they call us old school now,
Right.
but we were the baby boomers, but now we old school.
Right.
Again, this is how generational wealth impacts a community. When you don't reinvest in your community or pass on generational wealth so people can open up business or build homes in your community, when they have the capital, they could do it. And no easier way than to get a life insurance policy to pass on that traditional wealth, that capital to the next generation. It's okay. Leave your legacy intact. I would love to leave. I lost my wife in January. But we had ourselves set up.
Right.
We had ourselves set up. So now my children will inherit my wealth, or if I don't get remarried,
Right.
then they have to we divvy it all up.
Right.
But I want everybody to prosper from my homecoming.
That's right.
And what's wrong with that?
Yep.
I don't want to ever have the conversation with somebody. I don't want to leave my wife nothing. Well, you know what? You need to leave my office then. That's how.
Don't let the door hit you. on the way
You
out.
know what? What are you thinking about? Well, they can throw me in Lake Mead. No, they cannot throw you in Lake Mead.
Against the law, brother.
It's against the law. Think about it. 702-236-2624. 702-236-2624. Once again, 702-236-2624. Call me. Let's make an appointment. Let's sit down. David Washington is encouraging you to
Absolutely.
get your house in order.
That's right. I'm a proponent of what he's talking about, and I'm an advocate as well as someone who's done something about it. Like I say, you and I had several conversations, and I kept listening to you on the radio. I said, man, it's time. You can't keep on, because I know one of them times you probably say, man, I don't want to talk to you no more, Dave. Why you ain't even come to the office yet? So I set up the appointment. We had a couple, cancellations due to business of you and me, and we finally got it on. So once again, I agree with Donald that, I encourage you guys out there in his listening audience to go ahead and don't just think about it. Go and take some action, because tomorrow's not promised to any of us. And again, I mentioned Tommy Grayson, a friend of this community, as an example. And I trust that all of his stuff was properly dealt with. And then we had another firefighter lost a few weeks ago, Bill Young. We had to go to social media to contact his family, because Bill was one of those kind of very personal. I keep all myself very close to my chest.
Right.
And as a result, we had to chase down and find family, and we finally did. But my point to that is, along with your insurance, because it's going to requires you to have certain things in that package.
Right.
And with those things in there, somebody can track you down if need be.
Absolutely.
Or family members. I should say.
That's a really important point, because when I offer a life insurance policy, I want to talk to the beneficiaries, because there is a duty as a beneficiary, and let the beneficiary know they are the beneficiary.
Right.
So if you're aloof from your family and you do have a beneficiary on the life insurance policy, let the beneficiary know they're the beneficiary, and let them know what the policy is. You know how important that is?
Yes.
People tear up a person's home. Where is? I know he had life insurance. I know she had life insurance. Where is it?
Right.
And they're tear up the home looking for the life insurance policy, and the beneficiary may be in another state.
Yeah.
And they don't even know they're the beneficiary.
That's right.
It could be a sister or a brother or aunt. Let them know. For more information, contact me. My name is Donald Marquez. We're running out of time. 702-236-2624. 702-236-2624.
I can tell you, Donald, my smart wife, Marcia, she put ours in the bank, what do you call it, the safe deposit box. So the kids know where it is, folks know where it is. So it won't get lost in the house. And like you say, man, if you don't know where it is, you should tell someone, even if you keep it in the house.
Right. You should keep it in the house. Wherever it is, let your family members know.
Exactly.
And none of us live forever.
That's right.
But when that day comes, they can take that life insurance policy into the funeral home, and it's just like money in the bank. The very first thing they're going to do is call their life insurance company and make sure they're making their payments on time. And once they receive that, they can use that as cash, take care of the funeral services, won't hold anything up. And then after receiving the death certificate, file a claim with the life insurance company to get the balance of the proceeds.
Right.
For more information, 702-236-2624, 702-236-2624.
I didn't know you was gonna have me on camera, man. I see this cameraman on. I'm like, what is this, man? You do I have to sign a disclaimer or something? No, I'm just joking.
No,
but anyway,
no,
man.
no.
But Donald, I
No.
appreciate the opportunity, man. If I can encourage someone else to do the right thing for their family, I appreciate the opportunity to come on and make that statement and encouragement to others out there, to your listening audience, and tell somebody else. Because the more we tell, and keep the word out there, the more people come your way, and we can have our people stop standing on a corner saying, "Can you help me?"
Right, can you help me? Because they don't want to cremate grandma.
Right,
You know,
right.
they don't know.
Yeah.
They got to bury me. That's $15,000 plus today. $15,000 plus today.
Wow.
Let's do something about it. Get a life insurance policy. Make sure your family home. And it is a man's responsibility, like you said earlier,
Yes,
to take care of your family, whether you're here or not. It's in the Bible.
that's right.
It's in the Bible. So if you want a traditional burial, if you don't want to put your family $61,000 in debt behind, to keep them behind. I mean, prevent you buying a home, buying a house, sending a child or grandchild to college. That's got to be important to you.
Absolutely.
702-236-2624 is my contact phone number. 702-236-2624. My location is right on the corner of Sahara and Rancho.
And the brother got a nice view, I should say.
Thank you. The unit is free. The view costs me money. Listen, our time is up. Thank you, David, for coming on my show.
Pleasure.
Please, let's do this again.
Absolutely.
Let's do this again. 702-236-2624. Stay seated. Don't go anywhere because we have Franklin Verley and Cheryl Lightford coming up. They keep the diaspora real right here at 88.1. Until next week, I'll be doing this Tuesday from 9:30 to 10 o'clock. 702-236-2624. Check me out Tuesday from 9:30 to 10 o'clock right here at Home of the People Station, 88.1. Until then, you guys just keep it crispy.